Good morning, everyone. I hope this video finds everybody healthy and well, and hopefully having a productive time away from school. All right, this morning we're going to read the story, This Is My House. And the story is written and illustrated by Arthur Duros. And remember, the author is the person who writes the words, and the illustrator draws the pictures. This is my house. Okay, let's see if we're going to be able to see this very well. This is a story about children all over the world and the types of houses that they live in. This is my house. My grandfather built it. When we put on a new roof, the house will keep us warm and dry again. This is my house. People make houses out of whatever they can find. There are houses with walls of stone or wood or mud or grass. There are houses with walls of paper, walls of snow, even houses on wheels. Thousands of years ago, huts could be made of mammoth bones, covered with animal hides, or branches covered with leaves. Caves were also a place to be safe and warm. So a mammoth is an animal that lived a long time ago. It looks kind of similar to an elephant, but much more hairy. My family made our house in a cave. We carved the cave into tall rock and put in windows. We painted the inside walls white. It's different from the caves people lived in long ago. This is a house in Turkey. That's a country far away from us, over in Europe. All right, this is my house. This is a house in the USA, United States of America, which is the country that we live in. This is where I live right now. My family is staying in our car. We will move into a house when we can. And there are some people that, unfortunately, do have to stay in their car until they can find a place to live. This is my house in Saudi Arabia. I live in a tent in the desert. Tents are movable houses. We need to move a lot to find water and food for our animals. This is my house. Our tent in the mountains has a door. A floor and carpets keep us off the cold ground. We can carry our tent called a yurt when we move. This tent house is in Mongolia. This is my house. My whole house is made of plants. Where we live, there are plants all around us. We use dried plants called thatch to cover our roof. Many families live together in our house, and you can find this house in Brazil. This is my house in Samoa. Our house is as round as a coconut. Everyone in the family helped build our house. We built it without walls so that the air would blow in. The breeze keeps the house cool during the hot days. They have like a dome for a roof. This is my house. This house is in New Zealand. That's near Australia, very far from us. We use wood from the forest to make strong houses and other buildings. We cut up logs and nail the wood together. This is my house in Russia. We live in a wooden house made of logs. This is my house in New Guinea. We live in a house on wooden stilts. And we talked about that before at school. If you live on a house near water, you need stilts to keep the house up away from the water. This is my house in Norway. Our wooden house has a roof that grows. It is covered with moss and other plants. It's a living green roof. This is my house in Bolivia. I live in the high mountains where there are few trees. We built our house out of stone. This is my house in Egypt. We need to add new thatch to the roof of our stone house every year. The thatch wears away, but the stone doesn't. A stone building can last for thousands of years. And it shows a picture of a pyramid that has lasted for thousands of years that is still standing in Egypt, that was built many, many years ago. This is my house. This is a house you might find in Mexico. Our house is made of mud. It's almost finished. We form adobe bricks from wet mud. Then the bricks are dried in the sunlight. We fill cracks and smooth the walls with more mud. After a day's work, we visit my grandmother. She built her adobe house by herself. And there's the grandmother's adobe house. And we watched a short little video at school showing how they make adobe houses, or adobe bricks. This is my house in Malia. Each of these mud brick buildings is a part of my house. My grandparents, parents, brothers, and sisters have their own buildings. The buildings are connected by a wall. My grandfather carved pictures from stories on the walls and doors of our houses. This is my house in Indonesia. In my house, the garden is part of the living room. Everyone in the family lives in the rooms around the garden. Rain falls into the garden, but the rest of the house stays dry. The walls of dried mud that surround our house has its own roof, so the wall won't wash away. This is my house. It's a Pueblo house in the United States. Our houses connect together to form a pueblo. Many families live close together in a pueblo. My best friend lives at the top of that ladder. This is my house in the Netherlands. We live in houses that are connected too. My father is a bricklayer, also called a mason. He uses baked mud bricks to build rows and rows of houses. This is my house. This is a building in Hong Kong. The building I live in is made of cement and steel. Families live in groups of rooms called apartments on each floor. Workers on bamboo scaffolding 30 floors high are finishing another apartment building. People from apartments below hang laundry on the scaffolding. So you can see the laundry that's hanging. And the scaffolding is going up the side of the building for workers to stand on to reach all the things as they're building up. This is my house in Thailand. My houseboat floats through the waves. We move our house around the city to sell fish that we catch. At night, our house rocks us to sleep. The houses can be built into the sky or on water. People without houses make shelters from cardboard or whatever they can find. A house can be a small room or a tall building. People who live in the same part of the world can live in different kinds of houses. And people who live in different parts of the world can live in the same kind of houses. A house can be big or small, in the country or in the city. Wherever it is, the people who live in a house make it a home. And I hope everyone is enjoying your time at home. I hope you continue to do some of your math and some of your ELA that was part of your packet I sent home on Friday. And like I said, hopefully everyone stays well. If you're not well, please let me know, and I can try to help you guys out. All right, have a great St. Patrick's Day today, and I will post the Purple Book video here in a little bit, and I'll get that exercise video from Coach Woods. I hope everybody had fun with that yesterday. All right, thank you. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day.